Greetings and salutations, and welcome to another Darth Devious review. Today I bring you the Transformers Robot Masters RM12 Starscream. Robot Masters was a toy line from Japan. In the case of Starscream, he was made to look more screen accurate to the G1 cartoon, as you can see here. He has some nice molded details. Cockpit actually does open, and there's some detail inside. Nice Decepticon logos on him. Rear thrusters. Rolling wheels for the rear landing gear. And a nicely molded front landing gear. But as you can see, he does get a sort of drooping nose syndrome. However, in the original G1 cartoon, sometimes the Secret Jets were portrayed this way. So, it might be a slight homage to that. Put the landing gear back down. For a quick size comparison, I will bring in Generation's Thundercracker. And as you can see, Thundercracker is larger, though not by much. The real size difference comes in robot mode and just the added bulk that the Generations figure has. The transformation is very simple. It's very G1-like. You know, you can start by pulling the legs down and the feet. Unlike the G1 toy, you don't have to remove anything other than the null rays. Fold the fins back so they look just like they did in G1. Remove the null rays for the moment. The wings are on a nice ball joint and a hinge here. Swing them out of the way for the moment. Put up the landing gear. Just move this up a little. Okay. Unhinge him from here, and his arms unfold from the back, just like the original toy. You can fold the wings down now. Turn them around. Turn at the upper bicep and pull down his arm on both sides. He does have a lot of articulation in these arms. I love that. This part can be a little tricky. You have to get the nose cone to slide through, and it sometimes doesn't want to. It has, sorry about that, very little clearance. But once you get it through, there's a little tab on the cockpit, plugs in there. You can bend down the nose cone and turn around his head, which is on a very nice ball joint. Then simply add his null rays to him. And there you have Robot Masters Starscream in his very nice robot mode. For a size comparison, here he is next to the Universe 2.0 Starscream. As you can see, he is taller and bulkier, as was Thundercracker in jet mode. The only real flaw in articulation with these, there are no knee joints at all, which is a shame because the hips are on ball joints, the upper thigh has a swivel, but there's no knees, so it really does limit the posability you can get with them. However, with the wings being on the ball joint, they can get out of the way quite easy. I'm going to remove him for the moment, and I'm going to bring in a box. As you can see, there were 2 other of this mold in there. This is the Skywarp and Thundercracker box. They came with a nice Decepticon pin, G1 artwork on the back, and I will now show you Starscream with his 2 Seeker brothers. There's Starscream, Thundercracker. As you see, the null rays can go either on the arm or on the forearm to make it look like they're holding it as a gun. And here's Skywarp. If he would stand, thank you. As you see, they all look very accurate to their original cartoon models. Thundercracker and Skywarp, bring Thundercracker in, have nice off-white painted faces, whereas Starscream's is silver to differentiate them. Skywarp is wearing the missile pods that all 3 come with. Nice chromed addition there. The only thing pretty much inaccurate about Skywarp is his guns should be the same purple as his forearms, and they're not. These are really outstanding figures. If you have the means, I recommend picking them up. They are some of my favorite versions of the G1 Seekers. As always, if you like my videos, please subscribe, and I would like to give a couple shout outs before I go. First one to the Matrix 8475, home of the Bro Show. The Bro Show is a good supporter of mine, and I am of him, so I'm, returning the favor for the shout out he gave me. To Screamers 84, who is a real good friend of mine, and she is responsible for the lovely Starscream picture I have in my opening of G1 Starscream done in animated style. She did that for me without asking, and I am always grateful for that. And lastly, I want to give a quick shout out to YouTuber Mitch Santona. Mitch is a great guy. He does great videos. You should really subscribe to him. A few weeks back, he held a little contest, and I actually won. And I won this little Creo Bumblebee from Mitch, and I want to thank him again for that. That's about all I have for today. Thank you for joining me, and as always, be good.